Now introducing a new web-based news organization here in Oklahoma City to provide a local perspective on politics, special events, news of the day, sports, and community events. Introducing Reginald Macklin and Mary Lucas Irvin, your RMC news team presents to you Coffee Table Talk.
Hi, everybody. This is, of course, RMC News. Reggie, Mary, and Community News.
Yes, Wesek, we're back. We're actually, and we're doing this virtually, you got to be mindful about this whole COVID-19 thing. So, we're trying not to be infected, but we're still here. So anyway,
just in case.
Well, my mask is in my room, so whenever we head over to actually meet up at the Oklahoma County Election Board, obviously I will be masked up. So, but from what I've heard, just from people who've already gone in and voted, that it's going to be okay. So you shouldn't have any sort of concerns or anything like that. They're doing a really good job as far as making sure that people are socially distanced while they're going in and voting. So I know that we're going to go take advantage of it, but we do encourage that the rest of you, if you have the opportunity to go in and do early voting before Tuesday, that you take advantage of it.
Definitely have your mask, sanitize your hand because have a little hand sanitizer because you're using public pens unless you're going to bring your own, but definitely have your mask. And again, if you don't remember the location itself of Martin, voting actually started yesterday and it goes until Saturday. So take advantage of that because, work hours, and this is a big one. It is primary. So, do your due diligence and go out and vote.
Oh, definitely. And your Oklahoma County election boards, and no matter if you're in Oklahoma County, Cleveland County, or any of the other counties within the state of Oklahoma, you should be able to go on to their website. They would be able to provide a sample ballot to let you know what exactly you're going to be voting for. So that way that you can make sure that you're educated on what you're actually voting for, and then also know about the candidates that are running that you'll be voting for within the primary. So, and just a reminder too, it's just not only we have a state question 802, which is dealing with question of Medicare expansion, even within the state of Oklahoma. You have your Republican primaries and you have your Democratic primaries. Now, mind you, for those of you who are independents, the Republicans have a closed primary, which basically means that only Republicans actually vote in the Republican primary, but the Democratic Party in the state of Oklahoma has an open primary. So that means that independents, you can actually vote in the Democratic field and select a candidate if you choose to vote. There's also if you're a libertarian, there's libertarian candidates that are running too. So you have there's a multiple options that you'll have, but we do ask that you go ahead and take the opportunity to go out and vote. A lot of people have fought and died for that right, and it's a way to honor themselves. And it's a way to make your voice heard. Obviously, we don't always get what we want, get the outcome that we want, but it is better for you to go in and express your opinion by using the ballot box versus sitting around thinking that your vote does not count, because it does.
Every vote counts, and we know that every vote counts. I don't care, if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian, still just exercise your right and just go and vote. It's so important that you just do that. Historically, I do it because I rest on the shoulders of those who did it before me. So I find it an honor to honor them when I go out and vote. I know a lot of people have done absentee ballots, and that's fine, but I know they didn't have that option, years ago. So I take pride in making sure that I go to the actual polls and I actually do that. And, from my ancestors, from those who have, fought to actually go and vote and was, hung, should we say, which hanging is coming back, seems to be. But I do that in representation of them. Like, you guys lost your lives because of trying to vote, and I want to honor you. So I vote every time that I can. So
Yeah.
I think that's, it's an honor.
Yeah, most definitely. And just kind of thinking about what's going on right now, the various protests that have been taking place in regards to Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and then also with George Floyd as well. There's been thousands of people within the United States that have gone out and at protests and dealing with police brutality, etc. Well, protesting is good, but the best way to enact change is to be able to vote for candidates who are going to enact the change that you want. And so, what I encourage you to do is to research the candidates that are there. Are they going to be able to address the issues that you're most concerned about? And if you have questions, call their campaign, email them, reach out to them, and make it aware. And if it's a candidate that's not addressing the concerns that you want, that you're concerned about, hey, you have a couple options.
Yeah.
You can vote. Yeah, so you can vote for the other person who is addressing your concerns, or you can step out and actually run yourself and be that voice and be that change agent that you want. And so I know this particular cycle, I actually have a friend that I used to work with who's actually running for the House of Representatives. I do know a couple of people who are actually in the House right now and Senate. So just don't be afraid to put yourself out there. If you can't find anybody to be your voice for that, hey, you can stand up and be that person.
Be that person. Yep.
So
We encourage you.
Most definitely. So
they always say, be the change you want to see. If you don't see it, then you go out and be that change.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm glad that we'll have opportunity to go in and vote. I think the last time that we ended up voting was like in March, and it's like right before the state shut down. And so this will be an interesting adventure, so to speak. So.
We go live when we get to the election board, just to bring you guys in, and we do that sticker challenge. Did you vote? And if you don't do today, you have Saturday, and then if not Tuesday, just be mindful of. And if you don't know where you actually vote, you can actually go to okcvote.gov and actually find out where your polling location is as well. If you don't know and you need help, Reggie and myself will be more than happy to direct you to where you need to go vote. So, we encourage you, and we will do the legwork if we need to, just to make sure you know where to go vote. So we have no problem with showing you how to find the information for yourself. Even on that same website, it shows you every candidate that is running from A to Z, every county. I looked on there, I said, oh my Lord, does it stop? It was so many. Just be mindful of that. But in your area, look up, what's going on, because these elections are important, your local elections, because they affect us locally. And sometimes people only want to go and vote when there's a presidential candidate that's running, and you want to choose that. But more importantly, I would say your local is more important to you because it affects you locally. But just as important, I don't want to, minimize the importance of, voting for a candidate for president, because we definitely need to make that vote count as well. But just get out and vote is like the moral of our story. If there's questions you don't know, like the the question 802, if you know, have a little question about that. We've done the research. We've spent weeks on this already trying to, you know, see, you know, what it has, what it doesn't has, the pros and the cons, at least to us. You know, we can, you know, unbiasedly answer the question because we're not biased individuals, and we just go out and do our own vote on how we feel, just like you would do yours. But more importantly, please go out and vote.
Yeah, definitely. And so we will have a link to non-doc, which has some nonpartisan documentation, so that way you can educate yourself on the Medicare expansion here in the state, since that's going to be this question that's on the table for this particular election. So just to encourage you to go take a look at it and be knowledgeable of where the positions where your candidates stand, along with the state questions as well, so that way that you're making an educated vote versus like eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and trying to figure out
What name sounds cool?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So yeah,
Activate voting expansion. Let's know what we vote. Let's not do the any, mini, mighty, mo, or cool, or
let's see. I'm gonna flip a coin and say heads. It says yes, tails no, or something. So no, it just encourage you to be educated on what's going on, and then of course going out of the primary elections will. Depending on how the election results turn out, there may be runoff elections in some areas in August. Of course, we won't know exactly how that's going to turn out until Tuesday. But then, of course, the big election, which is going to be coming up on November 3rd. So obviously, there's going to be a lot of things that are on the ballot. Of course, you're president, you'll have all of the members of the House of Representatives. If your particular state has a senator, which Oklahoma, that Senator Inhofe is up for re-election. Obviously, we're waiting for the Democratic candidate to see who he'll be going against on November 3rd. But you'll have that. You'll have members of the State House of Representatives that will be up. There will be certain state senators that will be up for re-election. You have county elections that are going on as well. For example, the county sheriff in the state of for Oklahoma County, that we're going to be voting for that. And so, and I know, pretty sure there's going to be countless other things that are going to be going on there. And so, as we're leading up to the November 3rd election, make sure just to do some research on what's going on. You hold people to the fire and make them accountable. And so,
that's the important part there, is making them accountable. Look at what they've done. Look at the body of work that they're done.
Yeah,
because that's actually going to tell you what they've done, what they haven't done, with, you know, that mouthpiece.
Yes.
We could say we done did this and that, but let me see your work. Let me see your body of work. Don't just tell me you're on a board and then you've done nothing involved with the board that you're on.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of times you'll have the resume stuffers, and we've all seen them. It's like, oh, I'm a part of this, I'm a part of that, and
right.
Whatever. But, you know, what actions or what have you actually done besides I'm just a member and that's it? So, I mean,
right.
So
let's not put those board members in. Those ones that actually put actions behind their words.
Right.
They say actions speak louder than words. So
exactly. And so just do that. And then another thing, which is very important, obviously it's too late for this particular election, but if you know people who are not registered to vote and they're eligible to vote, I encourage you to hold their feet to the fire too and get them registered to vote. Once again, I cannot stress enough how important voting is. And so this is going to be a critical election. I mean, every election is critical, but this is going to be a critical election. So peer pressure, whatever you need to do to get them out there.
Or make a fun outing.
Yeah.
We have been doing this for years. Y'all see us. We post pictures. I mean, even on my timeline this week, an election that we did, 3 years ago?
Yeah. And in fact, today,
so we're going this week. So it was kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, today, I guess it was from 2 years ago. There was like on the Tuesday. It was or 2 years ago, and it was like on a Tuesday, and we had already gone in and voted on that Saturday, and I'm on my way to work, and I'm like, hey, it's election day, very important day, and just encouraging people to vote. Sometimes people are very busy sometimes, and sometimes it just slips their mind, especially things like this that doesn't have to deal with electing a president. So
we remind you.
Yes, trust and believe. There are some people who are on my messenger when we have things coming. Hey, Reg, can you give me some information on such and such question so I'll know how I'm going to vote? So, which that's an honor within itself that people look at us as resources.
Right.
So, if you do have any questions, you want a nonpartisan view on where people stand on different issues, etc., we'll be more than happy to go and provide that information. Now, obviously, we have our own personal views, but once again, it's one of those things when you're coming with the information and dealing with it, we want you to make the decision for yourself. It's not like we're coaching you. It's like, hey, we want you
we're pushing our decision on
personal. We want you to make that decision for yourself and have that information that's there, that's actually reliable, and it's not anything that you found on a meme or anything like that. I mean, this is just like actual source information on what the issue is, etc. And so that way that you can make an educated decision on whatever issue we're voting on.
And we don't give you our information from Facebook. I mean, or Instagram. I mean, we do go in and make sure that we research.
Yes. So make sure that we vet the information. So once again, if you do have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to us, and we will definitely provide that information to you.
But today is election day for us because we are going to vote today.
Yes.
We will be linked up in a little while to go actually cast our votes.
Yep.
Which it works out better for me because I work a 10-hour shift. So, having to be at work at 8:30 and then getting off at 7, I'm going to miss it because I'm not going to get up at 5 o'clock. I mean, if I have to, but I think when I go on a Saturday or something like this makes it so much easier. If it's a long line, I can be patient. I don't have to feel like I'm watching the clock like I'm about to be late to work.
Exactly. So
this works out. So if you don't, and today is Friday, remember tomorrow is Saturday, so you still can do it tomorrow. But we encourage you, make it a fun thing. Get your buddies, y'all go work out together, go vote together. Y'all go eat together, go vote together. Y'all go drinking together, go vote together. Then go drink, then go eat, then go work out. You can do all of those things. But those same people that you do that with, and the world impacted. So think about that.
Yeah. Definitely. So, but so I'm looking forward to actually linking up. It's been I think actually like in person has been since we voted the last time. So, outside of the communication of the phone and everything else, this will be the first time
we haven't even got to see each other. So it's been a while, even just for us as friends to see each other. So, making this the first time of us being able to connect and see each other during COVID. And it's an election. Hey, we're gonna go vote.
Yeah, so
I got my buddy with me. You got your vote buddy. We got our vote buddy.
Yeah. So, so I'm looking forward to that, and not having to worry about waiting until Tuesday because you never know what may happen. Family emergencies, etc. So I happen to be off today. Yay, PTO. You figure this would be a really good time to take advantage of it and go ahead and vote versus our traditional Saturday that we would normally do. So.
And we're like, hey, let's just move it up a day.
Yep.
Let's move it there.
Yep. I'm glad that she agreed. So, but yeah, so I'm ready to go do this. I'm gonna go vote and then, turn it in. I'll have my little sticker. I'll take my picture of my sticker so I can go ahead and
Yeah,
uh, you go ahead and have it up and put it on Facebook. Is like, hey, I voted. So, add
and
a
I
little.
always ask when I go early. I always ask, can I have 2 stickers, please? One for today, and then so I can have one for Tuesday to
Mhm.
encourage people. So when y'all see me in a different shirt, it's not the same sticker. I just ask for more than one. So
Well, and since
we'll be doing this sticker challenge. We always do our voter sticker challenge. So
yeah, so
we gonna be gunning for you.
mhm.
Get ready for those
Yes.
stickers.
Well, it's a little bit different because normally I would have my sticker on that Tuesday and walk into work, but we have been shut down for since like towards the end of March, so can't necessarily do that. However, when we have our Zoom meetings and everything on Tuesday, I could point out as like, hey,
Hey,
voted,
yeah,
so.
we have our team meeting too, so I'll make sure to have that on and be like, did y'all go? Because I did yesterday, because we're off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I said, make sure you take advantage of going to vote. Y'all know what our schedule is. With 10 hours. I want to try to get up that early when everybody is going to try to go that doesn't go this weekend. So
Hmm.
hopefully they listened and took advantage of it. I posted, even on my Facebook page and on our RMC news page, we posted, the information as far as like where you can see the candidates, which you can see the questions that's being asked as well. So we provide that information as much as possible. We even have some information we'll be posting later too, in wake of when we had like the Black Lives Matter rally, the photos, because I was live. So I took pictures of that. So we'll be able to post that. That's coming up too. So you guys can see some of the inside pictures that I was able to capture on the ground and right there, from Northeast 36th and Kelly to the Capitol, even downtown in front of the police station. So I was, right there in the mix for y'all. So
So
I
yeah.
did have a
So hey,
but
we
it's
were,
hot.
yeah. So we were like, we're coming live, but yeah, it'll be a couple of days after the fact, but it's cool. So unfortunately, I couldn't be there because I was in Norman with my nephew. So it's but it's all good. But
If
we
he
try to,
doesn't hold it down, I'll hold it down, or we
yeah,
hold it together. So we will make sure that we get it to you. So
yeah.
one way or the other. So
That is so true. That is so true. So, but yeah, but once again, if please, please, please take advantage of this opportunity to go out and vote. Period.
yes. All
So,
right. Well, we thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it as always. We try to, give y'all as much as we possibly can, as well as encouraging you. So hopefully you guys will take advantage of this weekend to vote. If not, definitely make sure on Tuesday. All right.
it's going up on a Tuesday.
Okay.
uh, but yeah, so please take advantage of it. We just have a couple of days left. Make sure you call family, friends, etc. Hey, asking, hey, I went and voted. Did you vote yet? Etc. I mean, because you could be the person that reminds them
Yeah, you
that
could be that
this.
simple reminder of,
Hmm.
oh, yes, I forgot. So, tag your friends, tag your buddies, your grannies, your grandpas, your cousins, distant cousins, even your haters, have the haters out there voting too. The ones you love, have them vote too. But we want them all to vote, so we don't really care.
Oh my gosh! And why did you just remind me of Antoine Dotson? You gotta hide your kids, hide your wife. Oh
Hey,
gosh!
it's important.
Yes.
I'm trying to kind of be calm about how important it is, but it's real. Like, they say for real, for real. No, for real, for real. Like, we
Or
need y'all.
or as B Rad from the Boo used to say, for Rizio.
Yeah.
So,
Snoop Dogg.
yeah,
But no, all games
yeah,
aside, being serious, we do encourage you guys to go out and
yes.
vote. it's almost like I mean, you've seen the news no different than we've seen the news. You've seen what's consistently been happening. And it's important at this point. It's imperative at this. It's actually life. It's life or death important. That's really how serious I really want to point it out. And you can't sit there and be upset about what you're seeing and not out there making your count.
Yeah.
Making your vote count means that makes you part of the problem of continuing to see what we're seeing. You know, when you have these sheriffs, you have these police chiefs, you have these judges, that's how they continue to stay in these places when you don't make the cautious choice of going and vote. So then they continue to do, you know, unnecessary sentences or sentences that's like cater to, you know, this nationality versus this, you know.
Yeah.
How is your life going to matter if you're not, you know, voting to put people in place? So when you actually, you know, bring the diversity, we can't get those people voted in if you don't vote.
Exactly.
So that's why it's so important.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, you like, well, all these people, you know, this judge is this and this judge is that, or this police chief. Well, you voted them in. How do you voted them in? Because you didn't vote. So
Yep.
it's kind of like you're still voting even when you don't vote, because you're voting to keep them in place because you didn't make the choice of going to vote. So that's why they still have the position. So it's really up to you to make the decision to go and actually vote. If not, then you're still going to have people like that in there. So when your family member or you yourself have to walk into a police station and then you're wondering, okay, why am I being abused, mistreated, disrespected? It's because you allow those people to still hold those positions. And the only way that we can hold those accountable by making our voice heard is what? Let's go vote.
Exactly.
That's the moral story of why we get together and we do this.
Exactly.
You can't see a change if you don't make the change yourself to go vote. If you're not registered, you can't do the primary like we said, then please get your registration done before the deadline hits so that you can vote for November. And
Definitely.
we'll have any tag agency you can go to. You can do it, or you can go online and you can print it. You can do absentee ballot if you want to do that for November. But the most important part, get registered. Get you a registration card. It's just like a driver's license. It's important to have it's important to have a voter's registration card.
Yep.
So get one. We'll make sure to supply the links for being able to register. But if on hand, you know, go to your local tag agency. They have the forms right there.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely. And with anything, our local elections are the ones that are typically the ones where less people actually vote. And so the impact of your vote is just that more weight to it, just because people typically will sit it out, whether it's going to be I'm voting for a mayor or voting for a council person or voting for a district attorney, etc.
And they don't realize these people are the one that work with the president. It tears down. So you have to remember that's why those local elections, especially with Senate and Congress, that matters. Yep. Those are the people that's going to support the commander-in-chief. And trust me, you don't want no clown locally going up to Washington and then working with Father God. So so just once again, the clock is ticking. I think we're about 130 days out from the November 3rd election. So so it's just around that. I mean, it could be a little bit more, a little less. Don't hold me on it. I'm just telling you, it's around that number. So we know it's coming. You know it's coming. November the 3rd. It is around the corner. That's what he's making. Don't hold him to no number.
I don't want to hear. Well, Reg. Well, it's actually this days. That's not the whole point. I'm just letting you know. It's just right around there. soon and very soon that November 3rd will be here. So you want to make sure that you're registered to vote so that way that you can make your voice heard. And as you all know, for those of you who have followed this, especially those of you who actually personally know me, November 3rd is like my Super Bowl. And since we have a limit on live action sporting events and everything else, this is really going to be my Super Bowl because we might not have football.
We be your reporters dashing in because you're not gonna have no football to watch, not gonna have no basketball to watch, soccer, well, softball. I mean, baseball. I don't know. They like.
Well, baseball, they said that they were going to come back July 1st, but of course, we'll believe it when it actually physically happens, especially.
Well, you see what happened to tennis, you know.
Yeah.
They had to cut that back down, so.
Yeah, so.
NASCAR.
NASCAR has been going. And
the only thing social distancing is everybody car.
Yeah, and they also did golf. They also did golf, too.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. But we don't know where we're going to be in November when it comes to sports. So this will be my Super Bowl. So obviously you'll be getting, for those of you who follow us on Facebook, you'll be getting my reactions and whatever information that we're getting in from the different states.
Right, You do that we both do that every year. Like, okay, this one is the projected winner from this state. So, you know. We give it to you.
We gonna give it to you. No, anyway, it's been too long since we've hung out. So, but anyway, to go ahead and close once again for the 5th time, I think. Once again, encourage you to vote. Thank you once again for tuning in and allowing us to come into your computer screen, your cell phone, or whatever digital device that you're using to look at us today. So we greatly appreciate it.
We are honored. We take the matter seriously, but, we try to have fun with it as well, because a lot of times when you do things in a matter of fun, it makes a difference as well. Feeling all stuffy about it, so we try to make it fun as well. But we do thank you for allowing us to enter wherever you are. Come on in the room.
Well, once again, thank you for following RMC News. I'm Reggie,
and I'm Mary. And we just want to say also in closing, remember to practice social distancing. Let's definitely do the mask thing. And hand sanitize, keep clean, and be safe as much as possible. Limit, any outings that you possibly can do, because our numbers in our state here in Oklahoma are rising. Mm-hmm. So we want to do whatever we can to, bring those numbers back down. So blessings to you and your family. We hope that we have met you in a good place, in a good spirit, and in good health. All right?
See you next time.
All right. Thank you. Bye.